Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 6 ways that I see people making profit in the Florida real estate markets, buying and selling residential real estate. My name is Jared B. Anderson. I'm a broker here, also a certified appraiser, so I have 2 professional careers where I can help clients to make the best decisions possible when they're navigating all the things that they have to choose from here in Florida. And these are 6 ways that I identified within the last week as I was going through data, looking at 600 sales that have happened between Tampa and Sarasota. This is what we call the Suncoast. In between these market areas, single family homes from all spectrums of the market, from high range to low range, entry level type of properties, and just seeing where are people making money right now, even though you're seeing in the headlines and different videos that things aren't very good right now for real estate. Don't buy. Prices are being slashed. The inventories are not doing very good. So all of these red flag and crisis type scenarios are being broadcast. And when I start to get those emotions that come with that type of news, I like to get into the data and the actual truth and see a more transparent and honest look at what the market's doing. And so that's what the goal was of me getting into so much information. And so once I started to get into it, there were some trends and some things that were pretty obvious. People are still making money in the current market, whether you bought 5 years ago, whether you bought 12 months ago, 9 months ago, some were purchased only 6 months ago, still making a really good profit on property here in the state of Florida. And so I thought, why not just put together these 6 things that I'm seeing and teach you guys or tell you guys what to look for when you're buying property here in the state of Florida. Number 1 on my list is appreciation, and appreciation is not the same as inflation. So appreciation deals more with supply and demand. That's the amount of buyers you have and the amount of units you have for sale in the economy. So currently we have a shortage of supply and we've had an increase of demand. And if you want to go talking about the 5 years that have happened, there was a lot of buyers and not very many units. And so you see this increase in price where communities are being built up. There's no property available. There's no land. There's no units. Everybody's competing for the same thing. And so you get that appreciation. Now, if you're a seller, this is good. If you're a buyer, this is bad. But if you know how markets and economies change, you can get in a right position, buying the right home, and see appreciation for you when you go to sell it. And so that was one of the things that I saw over and over, very common right now, is the appreciation that people are enjoying in some of these communities. On the Suncoast, you're starting to see a development away from the beach communities that are right on the water, and you're seeing large developments. For example, I live in Lakewood Ranch, and we love it here. We're close to the beach. We're not in jeopardy of direct hurricane hit right from off the water. We don't have to deal with the flooding that you do when you're on those communities right on the water. And granted, we don't have those panoramic ocean views and the premium lot location on the ocean, but what we have is year-round living that's very comfortable, very close to 5 of the best beaches that we love, and we can choose which direction we want to go. So this is why we made this place our home. And the appreciation that's happening in some of these communities, because they're being developed so quickly that the population is coming away from the beach. If you know where to be, you're going to be in a good position to benefit from appreciation. Number 2 on my list is inflation. Now, this is something that is often talked about in a negative way. And it is in a negative way if you're going to buy goods and services. So most of you have undoubtedly recognized in the last 5 years, we pay more for everything. Anything at the grocery store, pick any product, it costs way more than we were paying 3 years ago, 5 years ago. However you want to look back, it is way more. That's inflation. And the way that that is created is through our money supply. And the Federal Reserve and our government are the powers that control that. And so they control it through interest rates. And that is why currently we have the high mortgage rates that we do. The inflation is making everything cost so much money that the people that don't have an income like they used to, they're retired or in a situation where their job hasn't been able to produce any more income, they're in a really bad situation trying to pay for the inflation that's happening in our economy. Now, if you want to look at why it's good, consider buying a property. You have something that will increase in value or increase in price with the inflation that's happening. Imagine somebody that wants to go buy a car and they realize there's 5 other people trying to buy one car, and you give those 5 people $100,000 to spend without providing any materials, services, or goods into the economy. We just put money in their pockets. They're all going to compete for that one car by spending that money. And so that's exactly what's happened with our economy through PPP loans, COVID paychecks, all of these things that we just had experienced in the last few years. It injected money into our economy, and we didn't produce the goods to balance it out. So if you know this fact going into a property, inflation could actually be a good thing for you as an investor, buyer, homeowner. You put a small amount of money down on a large purchase. You own the value of that property now, and all of the work and labor and craftsmanship, materials, the products, everything that went into that home, you now own, and you have the ability to buy and sell that in the future for a different price. And so if things are inflating in value, lumber, cement, shingles, tile, wood floors, drywall, paint, all of these factors, you own a huge amount of that product in a home. And so as those things increase in value, the cost of your home will increase through inflation. Number 3 on my list is one of the more obvious and popular ones, renovation and rehab. I see a lot of renovation and rehab, a lot of flippers and developers and just people that are able to pick up a single family home and do something to it to make it look more beautiful, more marketable, and put it back on the market for a profit. I see this because of hurricanes, floods, water damage. The homes are older in some neighborhoods. There's lots of different homes that are in a certain point in the cycle where they've just expired. People want something different. They can't be lived in because they have mold or whatever the situation is. You can come in, purchase that home, and then instantly create value by changing those items that have been expired or are defective or ruined or damaged. And so putting that work and effort and materials back into the property can enhance its value, and you're going to see some profit if you come and do that in some of these communities here in the state of Florida. Now, if you're thinking you need a lot of money to do these kind of things, I saw renovations and rehabs at all ends of the spectrum, from the highest end, 5 million plus down to 100,000 plus. There were people that were able to buy and purchase homes in the last year, put a renovation rehab onto that, and put it back on the market, making it look beautiful. And to my estimate of what they purchased and what they sold for, there's plenty of profit that I'm seeing happen here on the Suncoast side and in these communities here. Number 4 on the list is to build or rebuild a home in an existing community, in an existing neighborhood where homes are already built. Sometimes you'll find a home that's so far damaged that you need to come in and just start over. And so there's a lot of those kind of opportunities here. As time goes on and the climate here and the conditions around the ocean can be harsh on a home. And so the hurricanes, the storms, the wind, these homes get to a point where the cost to fix it is so much. You just need to consider starting over and pulling that property off the lot and putting a new one in. Now, some of the biggest increases in value you'll see in the marketplace are from a build or a rebuild. And so these opportunities are in prime locations that are on water, in neighborhoods where it's in a cycle of decline and properties need to be brought up to speed to where we're at in modern times with new design, new construction, the quality of the roof, the plumbing, the wiring, all of these things expire and they get used. So these are great opportunities, and there's a lot of properties in this marketplace for that type of profit. Number 5 on my list is something that's not as common, but you do see it. It's a use change. If you find a home that's in a community or a location that has changed around it, and maybe it's something that's on a busy corner, or the property is in an area where you can short-term rent. So you take it from living there year-round to renting it out overnight. You can increase the value of that property by bringing in a higher income that it can produce renting as a single-family home. So you'll see things like commercial, multifamily, like I said, single, short-term rentals. Those kind of things will increase the value of the property because now they produce more income. Number 6 on my list is something I do a little cautiously because here in Florida, we have a population of homeowners and people that are not familiar with the market currently. They bought homes a long time ago. They haven't been in the marketplace. They don't understand what their home is valued at today. And you have somebody that comes in and approaches them to buy it at a significant discount from where it is in the market. If they were to just put it online with an agent and market it to everybody, they try to get this at a equity purchase, a discount. So for this type of profit, I do see equity purchases. I see them done ethically. You can go in and buy a property a seller does not want. You know, whether you're dealing with a problem like mold, hurricane, water damage, storm damage, a divorce situation, a homeowner that has too many properties and they just want to get rid of this one, or they need cash to get into a business deal. There's so many circumstances you can find a property to purchase with instant equity. And so the only thing I say is do it ethically and use good judgment in those types of purchases. Now that we've gone over all 6 of these items, I would point out that you don't need to focus on just one of these. Just knowing all 6 opportunities that you can have when you buy a property here in Florida, you will see the opportunities unfold right before your eyes. If you go in to buy a property at a discount, you get that equity purchased, and then you rebuild or rehab the property. You have time that transpires over time. So you're getting inflationary value, you're getting more appreciation. All of these factors can compound to really give you some nice profit in these communities and in this location. So there you have it. That's my walkthrough of some of the more important things to consider when you're buying a home or looking to live here in the state of Florida. If you have any questions about these topics or locations or homes or anything that you are dealing with currently, or you're just getting started, throw out some questions, comments, and I will help you out moving forward. My contact is everywhere in this video, and I hope to talk to you real soon.